Well, hello again to all the boys and girls out there in YouTube land watching. John and Ellie of Georgia Beer Reviews back at you today with a whiskey review. And joining me is Ronald Terry of Louisiana Beer Reviews. We are looking at Jameson Caskmates. This is the Stout edition. Jameson is an Irish whiskey. This is an 80 proof product, so 40% alcohol by volume. It is, let's see,
Blended
Irish whiskey, which I think most Irish whiskey is blended.
Generally, yes.
Although not always, like Canadian. Canadian, always. Irish, most of the time.
Canadian, most of the time, not always, but usually.
I thought it was required.
No, you're not required to make a blended whiskey in Canada. It's just.
I just thought it was all Canadian whiskeys were blended.
No.
All right, well.
But usually.
So, this product is aged in stout barrels, maybe Guinness barrels for all we know.
Would make sense.
From Ireland. Imported by John Jameson Import Company, New York. New York. I don't really know too much about this product other than I like it. You probably know a lot more about the company than I do.
I don't know a whole lot about it. I know my daughter had a sampler pack with like 400 milliliter. Let me think for a minute. Half size bottles. And she had the Stout, the IPA, and the Jameson, the standard one.
I'd like to try that.
She was saying, would you like to try them? And I said, well, naturally. I never had Irish whiskey, So we tried them and we loved them all. And that was, when we were over here, that's what got us started on this. Because I said, I cannot believe it's been 5 years since
my
daughter and I reviewed the Jameson.
I remember watching that review too. It seems, golly, time goes by quickly, I guess.
And we also did a Scotch, which was the first time I had Scotch.
Was that the Dewar's White Label?
No, that was by my house. This was Clan McGregor.
Okay.
Which I couldn't get over Clan McGregor. I didn't understand Scotch at first. Well, of course now I'm used to it.
Right.
But amber.
Yeah, nice amber color.
Like little fence boards.
Mm-hmm.
Dripping down like little fence boards.
Yeah.
Uniform.
I love the aroma with this. You actually do pick up a little. Yeah.
I want to see the.
Oh yeah.
Excuse me. Sorry.
Oh, you're fine. I'm getting toffee. I'm getting a light chocolate note. It just smells really good.
Yeah, it's
nice alcohol legs. I don't know if y'all could see that or not, but it is a.
Isn't Jameson part of the Guinness family? Isn't it part of Diageo?
I want to say yes, but I'm not 100%.
Because they bought out just like about everybody in the world.
Yeah.
It's saying responsibility.org, and I think that's a Diageo website for don't drink too much. Rich coffee, smooth chocolate, butterscotch, triple distilled.
That's what I'm getting. That I couldn't pinpoint is the butterscotch. I'm getting a little bit of that on the nose. But definitely light chocolate notes and caramel.
Okay, that's the most famous.
And just oak. I'm getting the wood, but not a charred oak. I'm just picking up on the
most famous Irish whiskey in the world.
Jameson, yeah.
And another thing, I was reading articles the last couple of years. They were saying that Irish whiskey is like one of the fastest growing whiskey styles.
I think that's because it's not quite as dull as Canadian whiskey, and people are kind of, a lot of people like Canadian, but they want a little bit more flavor. They don't want to go into the bourbon or some of the American stuff. This is like the perfect medium.
Yeah.
Smooth, easygoing. And now that you've got all of the different expressions, like all these lines, the Bushmills, the Jameson, they're expanding their lineup. You notice they have all these different
Oh
versions of
yeah,
it
and
now.
everything.
We got to try maybe it was just me, the Jameson coffee, the espresso one at the at Fabiano's.
You tried it.
I tried it. I can't even. It was Jameson espresso barrel or
Yeah, it was
coffee
cold
barrel.
brew. Cold
Yeah.
brew.
Anyway, it was interesting.
I don't think Canadian whiskey's dull, but that's another argument.
I don't think it's dull, but as a compared to other styles, it's less flavorful. So it's easier just to say dull.
All right, it's just different.
Yeah.
I'm not a defender of Canada. I don't have any kind of investments in Canada or anything like that. I don't want people to think I'm like on some kind of secret agenda to protect Canadian whiskey.
Well, I'm not a huge.
But I do enough of the
yeah.
tastings, so.
I'm not a huge fan of Canadian whiskey, but there are certain ones that I really like. As you know, the Canadian Club Small Batch Classic 12. That's one of not just Canadian whiskey. That's one of the best whiskeys that I've had.
Oh,
so
yeah, no joke.
it's
No
up there,
joke.
but that's the exception, not the rule
that's
for me,
not typical.
from my experience.
But I still got a lot of Crown Royal I got to try.
Mm-hmm. You got some good Crown Royal though. You got the bourbon mash one or the blenders.
Yeah, but I've got some that's going to be $150 a bottle coming up. You know, like this is not like
Right.
more serious stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I just got a feeling that if I'm paying that much, it's going to be more elaborate than just ho hum and run of the mill.
You would think so. My
You would
goodness.
Oh, and if you ever come to my house, I want you to try that Johnny Walker Blue Label. I mean, if you're interested.
Oh,
yeah.
Are you kidding me? Absolutely.
You may say, I don't care about that.
I'll take you up on that any day.
It's mostly just Irish whiskey, which is very mellow and mild, you know.
Yeah. All right. I'm ready to take a sip here. Cheers.
I'm still smelling it. It's musty and oak, like old furniture.
It does have a little musty quality to it. When I took that first sip, the mustiness kind of intensified a little bit. And then once you get through that, I get chocolate in the middle, which is, it's not a heavy chocolate, but there is a residual chocolate thing that I'm getting, obviously from the stout barrels.
No, I'm not.
You don't get chocolate? It's very light, but it's there. Which makes me really want to try the IPA version to see if you pick up on the hops.
Yeah, it's faint. It's sort of
deep caramel.
Three Musketeers bar type chocolate, which is very mild milk chocolate. You know, I would have never said chocolate if you hadn't said it.
Okay.
So.
It does have a really nice, rich caramel flavor too in the middle that I'm getting. Rich caramel, and then it drops off really quick on the finish. Yes. It's a very short. It's not a lingering finish like you get with like a $200 bottle of single malt Speyside Scotch or something.
It's a quick exit, yeah. I'll say this about this product. If you're drinking it and you're thinking, wow, it's just going to be a deep stout experience like Guinness Foreign Extra Stout, I don't think you're really going to get that.
No. I mean, obviously,
I think it's like 95% just Jameson, and then
right.
There's a little 5% little holdback over here, and they're saying, oh, you know, there's like a little exposure, and you get that. But now, is it profoundly different from standard Jameson? I'm not sure about that.
I wish we had some of the regular Jameson to do a side-by-side so you could really
I'd have to really
detect the difference, you know, the differences between them.
Yeah, I'd have to taste challenge it and just kind of keep working on it. I don't think it's profound, but I mean, it's very good. I'm not and you know, some people make a career out of hating on Jameson, you know, to be on the internet telling, oh, it's terrible, it's so bland, I hate it, I'd rather be tortured and rolled up in barbed wire.
It's an iconic brand.
With whips and all.
People are nuts.
I'll say it tastes kind of good to me, but I probably don't know anything. The thing about Jameson, it's very... I think people get hostile towards it because they don't know how to perceive like real mild flavors.
It's almost like people that are really serious about whiskey, whether it be bourbon, Scotch, Irish, Canadian, what have you. it's like if it's not over the top, bold, in your face, then it's trash. It's perceived as trash.
Yeah, it has like a very. See, I noticed about this whiskey. It has a very like I don't know the word, but it's like a bread dough, like a refined or a demure. I use that word too much. Demure bread dough flavor, and so you're looking for a bull in a china shop, but it's Jameson's not that kind of whiskey. It's not like, oh yeah, I'm here,
right.
I'm out here, and I'm in your face.
Mm-hmm.
It's really not made for that kind of drinking experience.
Yeah, nice evening like tonight. You drink it. You don't really have to think about it too much. We're thinking about it a lot because we're reviewing it, but you know, you can. It's an easy sipping whiskey that's got just enough for me. It's got just enough of the stout barrel presence on it to really make it a craft beer lover's dream come true for a spirit. I think
there's a priest at our church. He when he gets to the Knights of Columbus meetings, they say, "Hey, Father, you're here," and they run get the bottle of Jameson. So it's a bottle. He's from Ireland. So there's a bottle of Jameson. Says for Father Pat only. And so he's like, "How you doing, guys? Good to see you." And they say, "We got your Jameson, okay?" So he was eating his food and pouring the Jameson. So then we had the meeting, you know. So I was up there, and I have to sit next to him because that's where my position is. And I'm like, all right, Father Pat, we're doing some serious talking tonight. And he's got his Jamesons like this high. But I mean, it's not all Jameson, you know, he's got it blended with something. And I'm like, yeah, he's out there, got it on the table. And it's funny because they had this rule, like, no one should be drinking during these meetings. And I'm like, yeah, I bet nobody's going to tell him that.
Right.
But
don't tell Father Pat.
No one did. But it's just funny because he's like, you know, Jameson as his culture. He grew up in Ireland, and like everybody, you know, like that's a big thing over there. You know, Jameson. You know, and I don't know if you'd want to go to Ireland and start talking dog on Jameson. So but it's just funny, you know. You see the cup sitting there, and he's got it. He's like, well, now we're gonna pray the rosary. You know, and it's just, I don't know. It's just like a sort of a juxtaposition. You know? Right. But I like it.
Yeah, let me think. So rating wise, it's an A for me. It's one of the better Irish whiskeys that I've had. I like it better than Bushmills. I like it better than not just this, the standard Jameson as well. This one to me is a little bit above the standard Jameson just because it's got that little bit of extra,
more complex,
more complexity than I'm looking for. Plus the fact that I'm a huge stout guy. I mean, if anybody's watched my channel, Stout Sunday, and probably 50% of the beers that I review are darker beers.
Thank you.
So I'm just gonna say right down the middle, 95. It's a solid A product. It's not too pricey. I think it was on sale for $27.99. I think normally it's like 30, like low 30s price wise. But I was very happy with the deal I got.
There's a little. You were talking. I was listening. Wasn't ignoring you. But there's a little. You might say, "Oh, get him off the channel. I'm going to delete the video."
I don't think so.
But there's a little orange peel undertaste. It's like an orange peel. I don't know where that's coming from, but I said to myself, "Ooh, orange peel."
There's a sweetness to it that I'm getting caramel, and maybe if I reach
I see
hard
the
enough
real light
for
caramel, and I'm getting a lot of corn. You know, because these are about 80% corn.
Honestly, I'm not really getting corn with this one. Not like I was with the Heaven Hill.
Pretty much want to go eat some Quaker grits right now. but actually, I do want
maybe a little bit, but nothing like the Heaven Hill with the corn.
Oh wow, that's a bourbon.
The caramel, the sweetness that you're getting, I'm interpreting mostly as caramel, but there's a little bit of a fruitiness kind of in the background once you get through the caramel, which I could see where you could interpret that as like an orange note. But it's not something that really jumps out. If you hadn't mentioned it, I wouldn't have thought about it. Just like if I hadn't mentioned the chocolate, you probably wouldn't have said anything.
Maybe not. There's a little like person's backyard compost pile in it. It's not profound, but it's in there. Like around the middle of the sip, it's like
It's almost like you get with like a scotch.
Yeah, you don't want to go smell a compost pile. But there's something. It's there. It's there. So you got the orange peel. You got the stout barrels, which is it's very very thin on that part of it. But it's there. But it's thin. But it's probably by design. And I think this is very good.
I think the fact that
you cannot be in a rush.
Right, and the fact that we're having a hard time really, pinning down all of the different complex little flavors that we're picking up on,
yes.
That to me, I mean, that's an indication of quality, right? I mean, that's what you want in a whiskey. And
yes.
Maybe if we were a little more experienced with this stuff, it's not like the beer. It's a little harder to describe. Well, not so much for you as for me, but it's definitely got it going on, folks.
There's a little bit of honey.
A lot of sweetness.
The funny thing about it is
it keeps developing.
It just keeps it's like a flower, and it's like it's opening. It's like, so the first sip you're like this, and then you take more sips and it's like that, and then, now we're at this point.
Yeah,
but we can't go on all night with the video. So if you went on a really long
video,
it might be here, it would be fully bloomed.
Well, and Robert, the Whiskey Scout, always talks about this too. I watch a lot of his reviews. Great whiskey reviewer.
Yes.
He always talks about as soon as you got to let it breathe a little bit, and then as it starts to oxidize, it develops. But you don't want it to get past a certain point too, because then it just turns to something you don't want to drink.
Mush, like the little
right. I've actually left whiskey, like just sipping on whiskey. You don't drink it all. You put it by the sink. You get up the next morning, and it's like a hazy, cloudy mess. It looks completely different. Try that sometime with cheap whiskey. Just leave like a little bit in the glass overnight, and then when you wake up the next morning, you go look at it, it's got a haze to it, like it changes in appearance because of the oxidation. If you leave it completely open for an extended period of time.
Maybe a roach got in it.
No roaches here, folks.
I'm just kidding, but I mean, it could.
It could.
Somebody, what a comment I got today? I was sitting down on that porch, and I got a comment, and he said, it's a true story. He says, he says, I like how you always look in your glasses and make sure there's not a dead mouse in it. I was like, yeah, I try to make sure there's no dead mice in my glasses.
Right.
And I was like, well, that's pretty bizarre comment to make. Anyway.
So 95 for
mice.
me.
All right, yeah.
What do you think? Yeah, no dead mice.
I'll tell you what. This is going too long, and if you delete it, I won't take offense. But there is definite wood. You're getting that.
Yeah, but just not a char. But there's a lot of oak, a lot of wood presence.
Well, I think it's a fascinating product, and I do think. Yeah, I'd probably go about 95.
Okay. Definitely worth checking out, folks. Whether or not you like craft beer is really irrelevant. Irrelevant. Yeah, I can't talk either. But it does have that little bit of the barrel, the stout barrel for me is coming through just enough to make it a little bit more interesting than the regular Jameson. And if you paired this with a stout, it'd be great. So, yeah, all right. I think we covered everything.
Yeah, and you never had the IPA.
No, I would like to try the IPA cask. I think that would be interesting because the hop, obviously you want to drink IPAs fresh to get the hop character and all that, but we're talking about a spirit here, so it sits on the shelves for months.
Or years.
So does the hop character, because of the high alcohol content, does it do the hops stay?
I don't think they would, but I just think
would the hops fade in a spirit just like they would in a beer? I guess is what I'm asking.
Probably, but you'd still get like a little, probably minuscule difference, but it'd be a difference. I mean, I know I understand what's happening. They're just
trying to capitalize on the.
Yeah, all right. Why not? I
You
would.
know.
If I owned a big company, I'd do it.
Right. All right. Well, there you have it, folks. 95 out of 100 for the Jameson Caskmates Irish Whiskey Stout Edition. Buy it, try it. Let us know what you think. It's really good stuff. I love the label design too with Jameson products. It's such a classic,
Great
pretty label, and the nice green glass, thick glass bottle. So there you go, guys. Hope everybody's having a good day. We are done. All right. Until next time, everybody. Cheers.